The mum of a 12-year-old boy who suffered a catastrophic brain injury 3 months ago says she will keep fighting despite losing the latest round of a legal battle to continue his life support treatment. Today, a High Court judge concluded that, based on compelling medical evidence, ending treatment was in Archie Battersbee's best interests. Well, let's talk to Archie's mum, Hollie Dance, who is here. Thank you very much for coming in and talking to our audience. I want to ask you, first of all, what Archie is like.
Archie's really funny, he's really sensitive, he's very loving, he's got a very strong personality, he's a fighter, he's a gymnast, very talented gymnast, very talented fighter. He's a lovely boy all round.
How do you respond to the judge's ruling today, which said that his life treatment support should stop?
I'm not shocked. I expected it.
Why? Why are you not shocked?
I just think the whole way this legal battle's gone, from having us up within 2 weeks of Archie being admitted to hospital, everything's been very rushed, lots of pressure, almost like we're on trial, really. I'm just not shocked.
Why have you felt like you're on trial?
Just the constant pressure, no time to even get my head around, obviously, what happened to Arch. So just up in court very quickly.
But do you acknowledge that the judge, and this is the second judge who's come to this conclusion, will have looked at the evidence so carefully, because it is such a huge decision to make?
It is, but I think that we haven't been allowed specialists in on our behalf. We was allowed one doctor from the USA, and his experience has just been sort of brushed under the carpet, really.
What the judge said today was that continuing treatment for Archie was futile, that it serves only to protract his death whilst being unable to prolong his life.
I totally disagree. I think that I've said from day one, you know, what is the rush? Give him some time. This is a brain injury. Children have got a lot of plasticity in their brains, and the brain's an incredible thing. You know, they're still researching the brain all over the world. I think it's impossible to say what Archie's going to be like when he wakes, and with most of these brain injuries, although parents or family, loved ones are told at the time they're going to be in a vegetative state, they're not going to wake up, they're brain dead, etc. There's lots and lots of cases out there. That's just not the case.
When you say give him more time, do you have a feeling about how much time?
I don't know. I just think nature's obviously got to take its course, and I just think 13 weeks, you know, as I've said all along, if we was at 6 months and there was absolutely no signs, then okay, fair enough, but this is a brain injury, and we're 13 weeks down the line. You get a lot longer. I've spoken to nurses recently that have said that COVID patients are 6 to 12 months on ventilators and in comas.
So when you hear, I mean, you've sat through these hearings, you've heard the medical evidence that an improvement in Archie's condition is not possible, that there's no hope at all of recovery, that it's a significant injury to multiple areas of his brain, that he hasn't regained awareness at any time. Again,
I think time's obviously the teller of that one. You know, we're 13 weeks down the line, he has gripped my hand, he's held my hand, he's slightly opened his eyes, he's responsive via his blood pressure, his heartbeat raises in the morning when I talk to him. His heartbeat actually rose this morning when one of the nurses said she was off for 4 days now, and very quickly she established he likes me. He's responsive via his blood pressure. He don't like bath time, he never has done. His blood pressure rises at bath time. He's, from day one, doesn't like being put on his right side, so his blood pressure will drop. Apart from that, he maintains his own blood pressure, he maintains his own body temperature. At one point, his feeds were being stopped for a week at a time, and he drastically lost a lot of weight, and the doctor said that it's because the nerve's damaged. This part of the nerve in the hypothalamus of the brain is damaged, so that's why he's basically deteriorating. Well, now he's being fed and he's absorbing and he's gaining weight, I ask, what is your answer to that?
But isn't it fair to say that part of the reason why his heart is still beating is because of the ventilator?
See, the judge asked something, or stated that very comment as well, and my answer to that is, when we first start growing in our mum's womb, the first thing that starts is the heartbeat before the lungs have even formed, you know. So I disagree with that.
What do you think about the fact that this has ended up in court?
I think it's disgraceful, really. I think that something as strong and as personal and very, very deep as this, I don't think it shouldn't even go in the public eye, to be honest, let alone in courts and for everybody else. If it was a case of me and Archie's dad was disagreeing, then fair enough, take it to court, but we both stand very strong on this, we both stand together. Archie needs time.
You told previous hearings that you thought Archie had become unconscious because he'd taken part in some kind of online challenge. I wonder if there's something that you might want to say to parents who might be watching now.
Yeah, I didn't know about these online challenges. I knew obviously the bottle flip challenge and the ice bucket challenge years ago, you know, harmless challenges. I really wasn't aware that these deadly challenges that are almost grooming our children are out there. Now I've looked into them, it's scary, and I just urge parents, please have this conversation with your children, which originally was my whole intention on getting this out there. There's an online challenge that is grooming and enticing your children in. And it doesn't matter if you're the sort of parent that follows your child around 24/7, it takes a split minute. You know, 3 minutes Archie was without oxygen.
And if you'd known
He was
about
in the
this,
bedroom like minutes earlier.
you'd have had that conversation with him,
100%
wouldn't
we've
you?
had the conversation, and I would have made it very clear to him, if you even attempt anything, or I catch you even watching these videos, I'll take your phone off you indefinitely. You won't have your phone.
What are you going to do now, Hollie?
We're applying to the Court of Appeal direct, and we've got until, I think it's 2 o'clock Monday to do so.
And if that doesn't work?
Then I think it's the Supreme Court after that. I'm not sure of the actual process, but
And then after
there's a
that,
couple
you're
of, I'll go as long as I can,
to every court, the highest court.
as far as I can,
Yeah.
yes.
Why are you sure that continuing to fight for Archie is the right thing?
It's my gut instinct. I feel Archie's there and I feel he needs time, and it should be God's way. God brings us into the world. You know, it's not down to people to plan and choreograph your death.
What you are going through is unimaginable for most people. Where is your strength coming from?
All the supporters, I think, of Archie, my hometown, just everybody throughout the world really. Been brilliant.
Are you getting support from across the world?
Yeah. People praying, messages people send, parents sending me messages. There was some posts the other day of a parent, she put her 3 boys on and said, it's because of Archie, you know, I've sat my boys down and had this conversation, so, and then everyone started commenting saying, yeah, we've had a conversation with our kids, and that means a lot to me because it's getting the awareness out there, the fact that Archie's name stands for something. Sorry.
Please don't say sorry. You do not need to say sorry.
If he can save one more life, all of this is worth it.
I mean, you've given us a really strong warning tonight to parents, so that will do some good. That will do some good, Hollie. It really will. The Chief Medical Officer at Bart's Health NHS Trust previously said their thoughts and sympathies are with your family. They say the hospital will provide the best possible care while life support is withdrawn, but that time would be given for the family to appeal before any changes to care were made. Hollie, thank you very much. Thank you so much for telling us about Archie.
Thank you.
Thank you. We wish you all the best.
Thanks.